Hi sweeties, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, The Sweet Life of Mary Kay. I'm Sweet Mary Kay, and welcome to the Transparency series. If you've been following my channel, you know that I have been preparing you for this series, and it's finally here. So let's get started. In May of 2016, the Lord told my dad that we would be moving to Jackson, Mississippi. But first, let me backtrack a little bit. We moved to Goldsboro, North Carolina in 2009. In 2009, I was an angry, rebellious 13-year-old, and I was living a life full of sin. Fast forward to 2012, I got saved, and so my life changed. I'll do a whole nother video on that. So I was satisfied with Goldsboro. I was content, but I started complaining because I really wanted to move and leave Goldsboro after having been there for about 5 years at that point. I wanted to move to a vibrant city. Like, I wanted to move to Atlanta. I had visited California when I was 18, so I wanted to go somewhere there. I just was not content with where the Lord had my family at that moment. One of the things that really challenged me with this was social media, because I was seeing so many people like thriving in Atlanta, especially Atlanta, because I had a lot of followers that had been living there, and I just thought, oh my God, the Lord, told me to go to Atlanta. I think sometimes we use that as a easy card, and I'm not saying that the people who really hear from the Lord, he really may be telling them that. That's no shade to them, but for me, I know that I was kind of going off of emotion. And so anyway, I complained about living in Goldsboro. At the time, I was a Walmart employee, and when I tell you I hated it. I just didn't like it. I don't have time to really go into detail about that. But anyway, I was complaining about that too. So keep that in mind. So I was like, I want to move. I'm ready to get out of Goldsboro, ready to leave Walmart. And so here comes May 2016. The Lord tells my dad that we're moving to Jackson, Mississippi. And I was unsatisfied again. Now, mind you, my family is from Mississippi. If you did not know that, you know now. And I was happy about living close to them, but I was not happy about the area. I was thinking that we would go somewhere like Texas or Florida or Atlanta, somewhere big and more vibrant. And no shade to Mississippi, but it ain't really like that. So I wasn't content, and I complained. Now, let me say something. I complained about not moving. The Lord gave me an opportunity to move. I complained about that because it wasn't where I wanted to be. So eventually we have to be content with something. We have to be content with the will of the Lord. And we can't get our way every time. And we just have to be willing to make the best of every situation and just be obedient. Okay. So that's part 1.25. I don't know what I'm saying. That's the beginning of that portion. I graduated high school in 2014 from Goldsboro High School, the Goldsboro High School, Cougar Pride. Sorry, I had to put that in there. And I started college at Wilson Community College. Now, I did not want to be in school. And I know you're thinking like, girl, you don't want to do nothing. Pray for you, girl. I didn't want to be in school. I don't know why. I had the entrepreneurial mindset. I knew that I wanted to do ministry, and I knew I wanted to travel and speak and just work with young girls and stuff like that, but I didn't really want to go to college. So I enrolled in Wilson Community College in their paralegal program. Well, a lot of people told me, oh man, you could be a lawyer. You could do this. And so paralegal was kind of like the quickest way for me to just go to school for 2 years and get a decent job, just to, fund everything that I needed to fund. Well, I found out very quickly that paralegal was not for me, and it was kind of whack. No shade to the paralegals out there. It just wasn't for me. So I changed my major to general studies, and so I began that in January of 2015. So I went January 2015, I went fall 2015, and in January 2016, I quit school. I felt that the Lord told me to quit, and I felt that I was going to just pursue full-time ministry. I was going to work on my blog. I was going to work on my YouTube videos. I was going to travel the world preaching. I was going to do all that while not preparing. How, Sway? Whole nother story. So at that point, I was just working 20 hours at Walmart. I didn't even want to work 30 plus hours. I was just being real lazy, y'all. And when I tell you during that time, I was not doing anything, just to be honest. I mean, yes, I still had my event. If you don't know, I founded the abstinent organization. That's a plug. And so I had yearly events, and I was still trying to do stuff, but I wasn't working hard enough, and I was not doing what I felt the Lord told me to do. So when my dad told me that we were going to move, I was sitting in the church service, and my pastor at the time said, in church, we should be having counselors and doctors and stuff like that. And that's when it hit me like, boom, okay, I'm going back to school. Because I already knew that I wanted to work with people and I wanted to counsel people, but you can't counsel without a degree, technically, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, boom, I'm going back to school. That was like June, I would say. And that's when I started being very passionate about re-enrolling and going back to school. And so at this time flew, and this was about July. So I had to hurry up and reach out to a college here in Mississippi. And I was like, okay, I want to re-enroll. I had to get all these papers. And then I found out that I need my parents' tax information. And at the time, they hadn't filed yet. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to be able to re-enroll right now. And I wanted to go ahead and do it because I knew, like, sometimes once you just linger, you procrastinate and, you get out the mood. And so my parents ended up filing. And do you know that it seemed like the Lord sped up the return to where I could give them the documents. And so I got all my documents and I got enrolled. And then I was like, man, I really don't want to pay out-of-state tuition. And do y'all know that because I wasn't 21 at the time and my parents were moving here, all we had to do was, when we got here, show them a bill and that I could be like in state. Like, God, you already knew what you was doing. Okay, so I also at that time had put in a transfer to my job, to transfer my job from one Walmart to the Walmart in Mississippi. And that wasn't easy. But you'll have to tune in to the next episode to figure out what happened next. Until next time, see you later.